Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot and welcome to your annular solar eclipse readings, the eclipse being in Gemini. As ever, there will be a timestamp below so you can shoot ahead to the reading, but hang around for a few minutes so you can listen at least once to my discussion of this eclipse. And also the other reason that I do it is watch your sun, your moon and your rising, especially your rising, just in tarot readings in general. If you know your rising sign, then that's the one you should more often not be watching. There is a link in the description to get yourself a free birth chart. I mean, there's dozens of sites on the web that will do that for you. But just a note about the reading, general reading rules apply. Timing is far from absolute, especially with this eclipse. But I'll discuss that in a few moments. But what you can do is ask a question beforehand. I'm not going to guarantee, but it is a Celtic cross that I'm doing. So it's got a bit of a past and a present. You'll be able to tell if the reading is for you or not. I would say take the whole reading or don't take any of the reading. Either the entire thing resonates as a unit or it doesn't. I mean, if it doesn't, go and watch your sun, go and watch your moon, or any part of your chart for that matter. Now, housekeeping, there is a link down there as well for the Facebook page for this channel. I post these videos here. I sometimes post the astrology weather forecast type videos that I watch, but I've been a bit remiss in that recently. But more importantly, it's got an inbox. So if you want to contact me directly for a personal reading, that's the best way to do it. There's a link tree down there, so you can find my Twitter and you can find my this, that and other. But the Facebook's the best method. So if you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And once you've heard my stuff, feel free to press the subscribe button. You will be welcome. That's it, really. I don't want to go too deeply into this eclipse because I already posted a show Tuesday night that I did with astrologer David Fischer, but that was looking at the strict Hellenistic astrology of this eclipse. There's a few other aspects that I do like to look at. Now, this is at, as you will no doubt know by now, 19 degrees Gemini. Now, the angel of this degree, so not the 5-degree arc, but just this specific degree, is Cahatel. Now, Cahatel is, despite the fact that angels are supposed to be genderless, Cahatel is considered to be a male angel who, for one thing, expels bad spirits. So there's a chance to get rid of more negative energetic influences that are around us. Interestingly, he's also considered to be an angel of reality. Cahatel's gift is to make angels, to make dreams and illusions real, to bring them from something in the mind to something in the real world. He lives in, I mean, this is with the qualification, of course, that it's all in line with the divine plan. He helps assist in the manifestation of divine will on earth. But that's a really interesting point, since in the astrology aspect, then there's a lot of illusions and lies being brought up for attention and hopefully dismissed. Hopefully not necessarily that the truth is seen, but the illusion is seen. That someone can look at something and go, you know what, that's not real. I might not necessarily know what is. You may find that out, but that's not real. That can't be trusted. But in the meantime, there's going to be some dreams, which that's the Neptune in Pisces again, giving us some good stuff as well as bad stuff, that we can start bringing into the 3D reality. Again, is it in accordance with God's will or divine will, however you want to look at it? Cahatel's home is within Keter, the topmost or crown of Sephiroth of the Tree of Life. But he also has connection with Yesod, where he brings things down to the physical plane, hence that manifesting reality. And with the Keter aspect, also the dispelling of bad spirits. Now, I can't remember if I've said this already. I have mixed feelings about this eclipse. The lunar eclipse I thought was lovely. I thought this, yeah, we're going to get rid of stuff. We're going to have a opportunity to do some shadow work and just discard some stuff. And there's pregnant new beginnings, poignant points of learning and stepping off. But the symbols for this degree are a little double-edged. 19 degrees Gemini, for those astrologers that have written about how it manifests in a natal chart, it seems there's an element of unbalance. You can have success, but then it's whipped away from you. Or you can have success and end up in a position of abusing power. So I do think there is that risk of abuse of power going on during this eclipse, but also it will be highly noticeable. So is it the abusing of power, or is it that the abusing of power is obvious and under our eyes? And I would hope to say it's the second, and not too great an abuse of power at that, just for the sake of, I don't know, everybody on the planet. Another level on that, I mean, you've got the symbols, as I said in the astrology show, of the sun representing the leaders, the moon representing the people, and the people here are drowning out the leader by eclipsing the sun. But the inside degree or Chandra symbol, let me bring this up. No, I'm on the wrong page. Bear with me. Let me bring this up. Is a bull stung by a scorpion. Now, before I read the explanation that goes with it, I just want to look at that imagery. The bull has frequently been associated with images of the leader. One of Jupiter's symbols was the bull. The bull was also a symbol of Enlil, if we go all the way back to ancient Sumer. It can represent the emperor, what's in charge, emperor on tarot way. So being stung by a scorpion, well, first thing that springs to mind on that is the story of, what is it, the scorpion and the frog, or the scorpion and the something, where the scorpion rides on the frog's back but still stings him on the way once they're nearly at the other side, because that's his nature. However, there's two symbols with that: being stung by something poisonous that is only acting according to its nature, but the leader being stung, which could be a good thing and could be a bad thing. But interestingly, in Hellenistic philosophy, some astrologers, I found this out from Ksenia Moore, go watch her video, it was superb. The duration of the eclipse indicates how long the eclipse effects will last. This eclipse is lasting for 5 hours. 5 hours. That's 5 years worth of effects coming from now. So you might not feel it immediately. These readings that I do here now today might not even kick in for a week, a month, possibly even a year by the sounds of it. But to be honest, with everything that's going on in the sky, and the fact that I've been assured that we've just passed through the quiet half of the year, astrologically, 2 Saturn-Uranus squares and everything else that's been going on, that's the quiet half. So I think those first initial effects will come reasonably fast, reasonably soon. So let's have a look at this bull stung by a scorpion. The elaborate ritual of putting yourself through life or death crises to determine what you are made of and how far you are willing to go in this life. I'm not sure I want to read any more after that. Right. Choosing from expanded faculties the optimal situations to enact this battle royale. Selecting what is karmically familiar. Variations on old themes involving bondage and freedom. So there you go. There's that whole leader image. When you are trapped, caught, stuck, a furious inner force asserts itself and can reconfigure everything. But it is a high-stakes ritual drama and loaded with real dangers. You must check yourself out in ultimate ways. for there is surging in your blood an impulse towards liberation, which cannot be distorted in any way. An extraordinary journey through radical tests and trials of an initiatory intensity. It's all about guts and stripping away everything but the true inner direction. If you must slay and move through illusions on every front, that is just how it is. Again, this is reflecting the very astrology, because the 19-degree Gemini symbol has got very little to do with, well, the fact, no, I take that back, because Mercury is Cazimi, the sun with the eclipse, and square to Neptune. So there we've got those illusions, dreams, but that Cazimi apparently gives it extra whammy, and the fact that it's at home in Gemini gives it extra whammy. So a lot of things will be visible and coming to the surface. Anyway, carry on with this. You cannot survive any longer on old ways to do it. It is time to welcome the enemy into your very midst and discover that there are no enemies. This reminds me of, at the New Year, Astrology Hub did a panel looking at 2021. And one of the astrologers whose name I absolutely forget said a good symbol to this year is invite the witch to the table. So that's the whole image of, who is it? Sleeping Beauty or Snow White, either way. Sleeping Beauty especially, I suppose. You don't not invite the witch, because you're having a party, you're having a meal, you invite them in. You make them part of the occasion, part of the process, part of the family, part of the tribe, whatever, because when all's said and done, they're another living being here amongst you. So there's certain problems that all of you face, so you might as well all face them together. And I like that, but I struggle with it, especially in such very, very divided times politically. Is there anything else that I wanted to... yeah, the readings that I've actually done, because I filmed some of them already, this bit that you're about to see. They all seem to be about setting something right and addressing issues. So I think that that's another indication that lots of things are going to come to the surface, and this is not going to be easy. But it should not be easy. Now, I'll put a link to the astrology show with David in the description down below. Obviously, while you're here, I would love you to subscribe, because I'm still a baby channel. I'm outgrowing my diapers at the moment, but I am still a baby channel. And thank you to returning subscribers, by the way. Give the video a like, share, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. You know the plot. Every single presenter says it. And I think that's all my housekeeping. So let me, rather than waffle more, bring up the cards. Okay, Taurus, this looks like an opportunity to set something right. We have Imamia here with Atonement of Errors, but more importantly, I feel like you have been thrown off your course somehow. Something occurred. You were doing lots and lots of hard work, and then some disaster occurred to throw your initial destination, your initial plan, your initial target off the board. Almost as if, I mean, say that you were setting up a business and COVID happened, and then the business never actually happened. And I think that this is something that you have already experienced, that you were victorious in setting up what you was going to set up, but then something came and, as I say, it's almost like it stole the destination from you, forcing a transformation in your plans. Now, this, we've got the Tower, Six of Wands, and the Judgment card. So the Judgment is representing the transformation, the resurrection, because I believe that you managed to take all the work or all the effort that you had done, and just change direction slightly. So even though you lost your destination, you hadn't lost what you what you had already achieved and what you had already built. And this is hard work. And let's face it, you know that you are not listening to guidance at the moment, whether this is guidance of others or whether this is guidance from upstairs. There's something where you're going, no, I care about this, I'm doing this. And you know what? That's okay. Even if it is upstairs spirit that is saying, are you sure you want to do this? All they are doing in this position is, well, like testing your will. Are you really determined that you're going to go ahead and do this? By the looks of it, yes, because you're having a whale of a time. But this transformation I was telling you about, it's still in process. We have in the future cards coming in 2 Ace of Pentacles, which is really interesting. There's contentment coming. A lot of this seems to be based on some form of hurt in the past where you've just gone, stuff this for a game of darts. I'm not getting hurt like this anymore. I'm going to do things for the right reasons and I'm striving forward. Now, that may be that you have what you were working on and you was hurt by having that destination stolen from you and you decide, stuff it, I'm going to do the same thing but in a different way or in a different place. Or whatever started this was a stepping away from that sort of hurt. But I'm worried that you might be trying to do a little too much on your own. This 4 of Wands here is indicating to me that maybe there's someone else around that can assist you with this. You will be better, not in numbers, but with at least one other person assisting you or accepting some form of help, because they seem to have a very, very clear sight. It might be someone that you're struggling to get them to help you, but I think it's more the other way around. I think their attitude is, well, if you want to do it all by yourself, go ahead, be my guest. So that indicates to me that there has been some form of offer of help. Possibly that's the guidance that you are not listening to. If there has been some form of offer of help or assistance with a project that you are trying to build that has already nearly fallen at one hurdle, but you found a way to rework it, then accept that help. It gives you the connection. It's giving you the tools to take this dream, this thing that you are nurturing and caring about, and plant it into the real world. You may even have 2 priorities going on at the moment, because these 2 Ace of Pentacles could be separate things, especially since looking at the final outcome cards, page 2 of Pentacles, where you're balancing both of them. But that is causing you to level up. So maybe there's a commitment here to somebody else that you need to keep, and you need to keep the commitment to you of doing your own thing, because 9 of Pentacles here at the moment. But I do feel that someone else is like going, if you want to do it on your own, you do it on your own then. I've been here and I offered. But they're not, they may seem really, really critical, but also there is an admonishment here to just, maybe they seem a bit critical or a bit harsh in their words or a bit judgmental because they know what they're talking about. With this, Imamia, Atonement of Errors, and here, and I apologize if I am not pronouncing this name correct. I have no idea how to pronounce this name, but I'm going to say Gulbanchex, a deity, a storm deity she is, here representing wrath. But she is a rain goddess, a storm goddess, someone who will bring fertility, but you best respect her. Like Ursula, you play by her rules and you be nice. Otherwise, you want the storm unleashed on you. And there is that sense here that play nice, because the storm could be unleashed on you, but there's absolutely no reason. yes, it's hard to make that transformation, and maybe it's hard to accept that help, and you really don't want to even have to put your strength in that direction, but this is a good direction to put your strength in. And I do think that Alisa here represents in the Fallen Angels deck vigilance. But what he's saying is that upset, this thing that upended your plans earlier, it's not finished either. You are not finished with your transformation, but there is a danger that that upset is not yet finished. So stay alert. And I'm really tempted to say, especially with this Four of Wands in the center here, to say 4 eyes are better than 2. Because you can look, even though they may be looking at each other, they're also looking in different directions. Each one can see behind the other one. So there's a chance of a partnership here, whereas you want to go out on your own. Nah, maybe not. I wouldn't necessarily say. I mean, there is good news here. We've got the messenger angel Sariel representing good fortune, can represent an inheritance, I believe. Let me look them up because I'm still learning this Tarot de Los Angeles. Discovery of new ideas and the answer to a mystery, and it can mean an inheritance. If it was reversed, it also means a lack of communication, and that would be implicit in the way that there is someone offering you some form of assistance. I don't even want to say loyalty, because I was going to say loyalty and I was like, no, that's not the right word. It's assistance, not loyalty. I'm not saying that they won't be loyal. What I think, they're going to be loyal to themselves, and in order to be loyal to themselves, that means that they are being loyal to your idea, because they want you to succeed for whatever reason. It may not well appear like that. It probably really doesn't appear like that. It probably appears like they are nitpicking, and they're, oh, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Why haven't you done it this way? Why haven't you done it that way? But as I said before, they are, for the right reasons in their mind, or in their heart even, I think would be a better way to say it, they are trying to help, and I honestly think that their advice is good. It might be irritating as all get out, but their advice is good, and it's worth listening to, because they know what they are talking about, and they deserve to be treated with a modicum of respect here, as much as they may get you back up, because they may not have a very good way of communicating with you. But what I would say is you will have to learn their method of communication. Whereas one person could say something and it's really, really harsh, for another person, necessarily not so much. So, if this means anything to you, Taurus, comment down below, like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. In the meantime, go and watch your moon and rising. Cheers.